I can't help but dance.
Right on. It's a jamming song, I must admit. It is Rob here with Not a Robot Podcast, DC Comics Review Show number 119, the world's greatest comic show about the world's greatest superheroes. And with me, as always, is Josh.
What we have here is a failure to communicate.
And Brandon.
Nope.
Brandon.
Oh.
Brandon?
Hello.
Brandon! Oh, wait, no, that's right. He's not here this week.
Crap.
Yeah, he's
Scared
off
me for a
being an
second.
amazing musician. This man is multi-talented, I swear. He's a scholar, he's a musician, he's a librarian of world-class renown. I'm envying this. I envy this man, I swear.
He can play spoons with his feet.
That's just impressive. That defies logic and skill, and I'm so jealous. As much as I hate feet, I'm jealous.
It would be an interesting skill, would it not?
Yeah, I'm actually trying to picture that, and I can't. Okay, yeah, that is Brandon this week. He is being a musician in a band. I think is it with his school? I'm not sure, but
Yes.
he's in an orchestra pit for a show this weekend with multiple shows and lots of rehearsals right now. So he's a busy boy. As is usually the case. Man's got a lot going on. I don't know how he does it. Brandon, when you listen to this, man, I'm so jealous that you can handle this stuff. I can't
Right.
handle
Rob's
work
like,
and
I
home
got a
life.
40-hour job and a baby. I want to sleep 12 hours a day.
Yes. Right on.
Yeah.
So, if you ever want to get in touch with us, as usual, you can send us an email to comics@notarobotpodcast.com, and you can get us on Twitter too at notarobotcomics. And if you feel like supporting us, just visit buymeacoffee.com/NAR podcasts. We also have our very own Discord server, and with some support, you can find your way into the server to talk all things geek with us and other fans, because there's always something going on. In fact, just this past few days, we had a very interesting discussion about bisexuality and the trials and tribulations therein. Every week
Indeed.
there's something new. Yeah, it was a very informative discussion, I think, between a good number of us in the network. As for the comics, today we are looking at Batman and the Joker Deadly Duo number 1, DCOS, that's Dark Knights of Steel number 8. I love when Tom Taylor first revealed the acronym. Everybody was just trying to guess, and Donkey Kong of something was just the top. And I really want Tom Taylor to write something Donkey Kong now.
All right. Wouldn't that be?
Yeah. We got the new champion of Shazam number 3, Sword of Azrael number 4, Poison Ivy number 6, Batman number 129, and the Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing number 2, as well as a couple of honorable mentions. But before we get into that, we'll get into some news. It's been a slow news week in my neck of the woods. What's going on with you, Josh?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not really. There's it's just been the same shit, different fly kind of situation.
I like it. Yeah. That's a good analogy. I like that. Yeah, it's yeah, like I said, it's been about the same here. Not much going on. Busy with work, busy with baby, busy with wife. Not like that.
Yeah,
Get your
busy,
mind out
busy,
of the
busy.
gutters. Just
sometimes like that.
TV
Keep your mind
shows.
out of the
Yeah, sometimes. Oh God, I hope she doesn't listen to this episode. Yeah. So I
Rob's gonna
guess
get in trouble.
I'm going to. I already am, and I don't even know it.
As far as like comic book news and stuff, like you said, it's been like an exceptionally slow week to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
The one cool thing that I came across was the DC's Milestone Initiative program. The first class actually graduated here, and we're gonna actually get to see them in upcoming issues of Urban Legends and Poison Ivy, and I think a couple more.
Right
And
on.
the artwork that I see on here it's on Games Radar, but the preview images that I'm seeing actually look pretty dang good, man. So I'm glad to see these artists getting their shot, man. That's cool.
That's good. Yeah. It's a hell of a program that they got going on there, so happy to see it. As for movie news, there's been a few small things happening. First off, Stargirl is officially been canceled. It will be ending after season 3. That's a shame. Really good show that. The Sandman has been renewed for season 2.
They did say with Stargirl that they kind of knew that was going to be the case.
Yeah.
So the storyline is supposed to be all nicely wrapped up.
Yeah.
So I mean, at least that's good. It's not going to be left on any kind of a cliffhanger or anything.
That's good at least, because it sucks when that happens. I'm looking at you, fellow Legends of Tomorrow fans. Just got Booster Gold, man. Just got Booster Gold. So yeah, The Sandman has been renewed for season 2. So look forward to that.
Ooh.
I believe that's on Netflix.
Yeah,
I haven't watched
yes,
it yet.
is.
So right on.
I love that shit, dude. That is such a good show.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
You haven't watched The Sandman yet? Well, I mean,
No,
if you're not
I've
a Neil
been-
Gaiman fan, then you're not gonna. It might not be for you, but it is real good. There's a lot of liberties taken, but they are Gaiman approved liberties
Right.
that have been taken, and
Fair enough.
yeah, that has not been the case up till this point. But no, not at all. I was just reading about him and George R. Martin talking together about how
Oh yeah.
that shit pisses them off when the source material is ignored because they want to put their own spin on it.
Yeah.
But the Sandman it really does an exceptional job of taking that comic book and putting it on the screen. It ain't word for word, but you get the point.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair. I can't say I'm not like a diehard Neil Gaiman fan, but I don't dislike the man's work. Like, it's pretty good stuff. The stuff I have read, I've always enjoyed it. So.
Oh, and Titans. Titans is back.
Oh, is it? I haven't even
It
finished season
is.
3.
I
I'm
completely
so
forgot
under the
until
radar about
just
Titans.
I know I'm the only big fan of the show, but I did just happen to remember that, so I am going to go ahead and mention that here. I'm looking forward to it. My wife is going to have to watch it.
Season 4 aired? Or
Second.
has started airing?
I believe so. If I'm not mistaken, I saw earlier today that it is up. You checking? Looks like
I'm double checking, yeah. I totally believe you, but yeah, as of today, scheduled to premiere today, it will be split into 2 parts for a total of 12 episodes. This just flew right under the radar. I've been checking every day because, like I said, it's been a boring week. I had movie news, and that just never showed up. I guess, yeah. I don't know. It's a hit or miss show. It really is. I enjoy it, but I don't like that my neck of the woods gets it 6 months later than the rest, like at least than the US does. And it's filmed in my hometown. I don't get that. but I don't get to watch it until after the whole series has come out in the United States and all the spoilers are online and I know the entire story before I even get to watch it. And I'm just like, I don't even care anymore. I know what happens. Why am I bothering? It's just that's why I got through halfway through season 3. I just couldn't be
See,
bothered
and
because I knew what was happening.
that's why I don't read solicits.
Yeah, I get that. I totally get
Uh,
that.
I mean, I get mad enough at the direction some comic book writers take, and to already know that it's coming, so I can be mad at it even more. I don't think that's the greatest idea. Not the best way for me to approach my reading material.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say at least for me with solicits, I read them to figure out what to look forward to, and if I do get spoiled in a solicit, by the time the issue comes out, I've totally forgotten because it was 3 months prior. I'm just like, all right, I've read so much in that time, I don't even know what happened. Like I'll be reading an issue and I won't remember the solicit for next month, right? Like I couldn't tell you what happens. I read the solicits every month. I have no idea what happens next month in Batman. I don't remember what it said. I thought Failsafe was ending last issue. I didn't realize it was still going to go. So, yeah. No, that's me. To each their own. If you don't like reading solicits, I completely get that. Spoilers can be a bane on existence.
Yep. I mean,
Which,
they totally
speaking.
obliterated Dark Crisis, right?
Oh, yeah. That reminds me, if that was you hinting at that I realized last night for about a week, I just completely forgot Dark Crisis existed. I have no idea
Wasn't that
why.
a wonderful time in your life? Didn't you enjoy that time?
Well, I can't even say that I did because I didn't know there was anything to regret.
Oh,
Because it was
just
just I was
just
thinking,
like
God,
how it's
it's
going
like
to be after Dark Crisis.
yeah. I think I've just been so bummed at the fact that there's not been a Green Lantern announcement yet, and I'm just fuck. And I remember for the past few days before last night when I remembered Dark Crisis existed, I was thinking I've just been feeling like DC Comics kind of just in a lull right now. Like there's a lot of good issues, but for the most part, it's just kind of like coasting. Like what's going on? Am I missing something? Like, but no, we're halfway through a friggin' event, and I had no clue. I just forgot. That's how memorable Dark Crisis is. I've been covering it since May,
Exactly.
and that's how memorable it's been. I think they took October off. If I remember it, we haven't had. I think issue 5 was in September, and then maybe we
Yep.
had a couple of tie-ins. I think we had the Deadly Green and we had Young Justice, but that was a few weeks ago, and I already forgot them. Oh, Deadly Green came out the same day as issue 5 because they tied in together. So it's been a bit. It's been a minute since we've had some Dark Crisis. Next week we get issue 6, and hopefully some goddamn answers. But I don't know. That's next week. um, but speaking of spoilers,
Spoilers.
mild Black Adam spoilers. If you've managed to stave off the internet for the past 2 weeks, spoiler alert: Henry Cavill is officially back as Superman. He is in for good. He
Oh
has said,
yeah.
"Yes, I'm here." Um, James Gunn and David Zaslav are all about it, and there is potentially Man of Steel 2 in the works. That is the rumor, but that rumor has been going for like the past 4 years. But now that Henry Cavill is confirmed to be Superman still, chances are this is going to freaking happen. Whether or not it's Zack Snyder remains to be seen, but at least we have Cavill back.
Yeah, I highly doubt it's gonna be Zack Snyder at the helm. There's just so much weight there, but
Yeah,
I'm definitely seeing more James Gunn, given he's got the creative head position.
yeah.
Him and oh
David
shit,
Zaslav.
yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. So it's looking good as far as I'm concerned, and I can't wait to see what happens. I would love to see uh, Ben Affleck come back as Batman as well. There's been
Yeah.
absolutely zero chatter about that, but
As far as I remember, I think he's supposed to be in the Flash for a brief moment.
Hmm.
So at least he's still going to be there, but it remains to be seen if he will continue after that. Because as the rumors go, that the Flash movie is supposed to be a Flashpoint movie, and it may or may not reset the universe. At least that's what it was prior to all like the Discovery merger, the board member changes, the president swaps twice while this movie has been filming. So who knows what's going to happen? Plus the Ezra Miller shit going on. Like this movie's been in limbo for like 2 years, and it's been ready to go. It's wild, but we'll
It
see.
isn't a Flashpoint movie. It is the Flashpoint movie. Look at all the chaos it caused just because Barry wanted to get a movie made. He did it
Yeah.
again, Rob. He did
Yeah.
it again.
You did it again. You stuck your dick in the timeline again, Barry. How dare you?
God damn it.
Damn it, Barry.
Now I don't know which one we're in. Is this our Flashpoint universe? Thanks a lot, Warner Brothers.
We're in the
Dickheads.
bad timeline. I know, because Spock has a goatee.
Oh, very
And finally, the only other thing I saw is kind of just like a weird thing to talk about. But like I said, slow news week. Daddy Dwayne has apparently gone on record to say that he has or not maybe gone on record, but the rumors, I will say, because I'm not confirmed on this, are saying that he has a small disdain for Shazam, which is disappointing. He's not a big fan of the character Shazam, despite the fact that he's playing Black Adam, which they kind of go hand in hand. But because of that, he is apparently the reason why there was no Black Adam tease in the first Shazam movie, and he's why he's been pushing Superman versus Black Adam so much, because apparently he's just not a fan of the original Shazam. So who knows what's going to happen, because I know all the fans around the world have been thinking, we got Shazam movie, which is great. We got Black Adam movie, which is pretty good. And then finally we're going to get to see Shazam versus Black Adam on the live screen. And it's going to be awesome because both the actors are fantastic in their roles, and it's going to be good. And maybe not. Maybe not now. Who knows what's going to happen.
How do you pull that off? How do you get The Rock's Black Adam, which is, a dark, well, as dark as The Rock can get. It's a dark character, and then you've got fucking bright, shiny, champagne bubbly Zachary Levi over here, and how do you put those two together on the same screen and make it work? Now, I'm not complaining by any stretch, because I would love to see that happen. Shazam and Black Adam, it would be great. Superman and Shazam teaming up against Black Adam, that would be great. Superman showing up to help out Shazam because he's getting his ass kicked by Black Adam, that would be great. But how do you make that a big movie, those two sharing the same space?
Yeah. I mean, for the longest time, that was the rumor for Shazam 2, that, Shazam 1 to set up the Shazam family. And then you had Black Adam come, and Shazam 1 was supposed to tease Black Adam, but that never happened. Now Black Adam's here, and the whole idea was Black Adam and Shazam would meet in the second one. But now we're getting some next weird story with some gods.
Because at the end of it, they were all sitting in the chairs with the one empty chair, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's where we all started thinking, okay, yeah, I remember. I know what you're talking
about. Yeah. And further on that note, around that time was Jeff Johns' Shazam run. And coincidentally, Jeff Johns also had a big hand to play in DC films at the time. And at the end of Jeff Johns' most recent Shazam run, he teased that Black Adam was the mysterious seventh member of the Shazam family, just not yet, because Billy has to bring the joy out of Black Adam. Which, oddly enough, it seems like now that's kind of happened after the Future State stuff, but that's neither here nor there. It looks like maybe that was what they were hinting at, because that's what was going on in the comics, and Jeff Johns has his hands in every pot. But yeah, who knows if that's even going to matter now.
I hope you washed his hands.
Yeah, you don't want to mix your honey in your ketchup. It's not good.
Oh,
That's
nasty,
that's some
dude.
sticky
Why would
ketchup.
you? Of all the things you could, ew, fuck. I can almost taste that. That's gross. um,
You say gross now, but you're gonna put it on your toast tomorrow morning. You're gonna tell me it's delicious.
hell no, I ain't. Dude, I hate ketchup. I hate ketchup with
Oh yeah.
every fiber of my being. Oh, it's so nasty.
Actually, if
The
you want
only
a good
sweet
breakfast
stuff I
sandwich,
like is cherry pie and sugary cereal. That's it.
right on. What's your best sugary cereal?
Oh, there's so many different options.
If it's
But
not Frosted Flakes, you're wrong.
no, honestly, I think my favorite sweet cereal, and this is gonna sound super fucking weird, but it's the Honey Granola Crunch Raisin Bran.
Oh, right on. I
And
get
then
that. That's good stuff.
I love that. But if I'm going straight sugar cereal, hands down, I don't care what anybody says. The best shit is Crunch Berries, Captain Crunch Crunch Berries.
Yes. I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not convinced on best stuff, but it's up there. It's in the top five for sure.
You know how I know it's the best?
Right.
Because there isn't any other cereal that would make you cut your mouth up just to enjoy its goodness. But you'll do that for Captain Crunch.
That's fair. That's fair. I get that. Now, if you ever
That's
want like a solid breakfast sandwich, like a homemade breakfast sandwich, I made it a long time ago, just on a whim, and then Angela and I started having them frequently. Well, I haven't made it in a while, but it's
what's that?
it's fattening and so good. But it's homemade, so it's not so bad. So you fry an egg, right, with some salt and pepper
Okay,
in the
I'm with
while
you.
you're frying. You salt and pepper while you fry.
Of course.
Toast your bread. Get peanut butter, fried egg, melt some cheese on that fried egg. Get some honey, peanut butter both sides of the bread, egg on the bottom slice with the peanut butter, cheese on top, honey on the cheese, bread with peanut butter on top. You got yourself a goddamn good breakfast sandwich.
Rob,
Yeah.
there's something wrong with you.
That is not, there's no, there's nothing wrong. It
You
is
can't
delicious.
eat peanut butter and eggs together. What the? No, no,
Just
no, no,
try it.
no.
Just
Uh-uh.
try it.
Nope. My
Your
6-year-old
mouth will
tried to convince me
salivate.
that never gonna happen. My 6-year-old tried to convince me to eat a peanut butter sandwich with pickles on it because that's what he loves, peanut butter and jelly with pickles. And
I hate
absolutely
pickles,
not.
but I've
I
heard of
won't
that.
even. I will
No.
no. And he came up with that shit on his own, from what I can tell. But I am not
Yeah,
interested in that,
that
and I
does
am
sound
not
disgusting.
interested in peanut butter and eggs. Like a peanut butter egg at Easter, sure, but that's that's as close as I'm getting to that concoction. Peanut butter, honey,
just
and,
just
and,
try
and
it.
peanut butter, honey, cheese, and egg.
Yeah.
I tell you what,
Yeah.
I'll tell Dash. I'll tell Dash and see if he'll try it. But
Fair enough. Tell
I'll
Holly even. See if she'll try it.
I'll tell Holly and see if she'll give it a go. But I am
Yeah.
not eating peanut butter, honey, egg, and cheese. The
Angela
only thing
will
that goes,
attest. It is maybe
look,
the best thing I've ever made.
you get toast, you get mayonnaise or Miracle Whip, whichever one you prefer and doesn't make you gag. You get cheese, preferably provolone. Otherwise, anything will do. You get
Yeah.
one nicely beautiful fried egg or two squared out scrambled eggs. It's very easy to do. Don't scramble them in a bowl. Just scramble them in the pan while you're cooking them,
That's
and
what I
kind
do.
of
Yeah.
form them together into an egg patty. And then just you can put any breakfast food meat or any breakfast meat that's on there. You can put onions, you can put green peppers, and that kind of shit. Oh, now that is how you make a breakfast sandwich.
That
But
does sound good.
definitely not peanut butter and honey. You're broken.
It sounds good, but I love my peanut butter fried egg. Okay. I
Oh,
don't care what you say, you
golly.
hater. Oh man.
I'll
Well,
let you know what Holly says.
one day I'll
I'll
fly
let you know.
down there, and I will make it for you, and you will try it.
Absolutely not. You could come down
Just
here
one
and make
bite.
poutines for me.
Just one. I'll make you poutine too. As long as you get the right fixins, I'll make you some damn good poutine.
That's hard to find cheese curds.
Yeah, you can do it without cheese curds. Like, I know there's going to be a lot of Montrealers if you're listening out there cursing my name. I know I'm from Ontario. Hate me, please. But you can make a poutine without cheese curds. It's traditional as cheese curds, but cheese curds are damn expensive. Okay, so we're going to use whatever cheese we got. And it's very easy to make your own kind of fake cheese curds. It's going to sound weird. Cubed cheese works perfectly because it melts. They're not as big, but it melts the same. Right? So you get the big globs in your poutine. So you cube your cheese and then you shred some. So you cube the cheese and you melt that in the fries with the gravy. And when that's done, you sprinkle some shredded cheese on top. So that just makes a thin layer on top of the gravy. And that will melt a little bit, but it's only a thin layer. So you get double the cheese with it. Because the key is the cheese. But you need a good gravy as well. It needs to be not too thin,
the
not too thick.
proportions got to be right.
Yeah. Don't do shoestring fries. Don't do wedges. Wedges are okay, but shoestring is way too thin. I've had shoestring fries with gravy, with really running gravy and shitty cheese. It was horrible. I ate it because of poutine, but it was horrible. You do not do that.
Do you prefer your poutine in a basket or a cup?
Cup?
Yeah.
Who the hell eats poutine in a cup? You get a
I
bucket.
have. Well,
what kind of cup are we talking about?
Like a big ass paper cup.
No, I've never had it.
All the fries are standing up.
Oh no, that sounds messy.
But it's so good. The cup's
all
right
the gravy's
there,
just gonna sink to the bottom. No, you gotta have it in like a tray or like a bowl or something. Like when you say basket, you mean one of those baskets that you get from like a fast food joint with like you put the paper in because the basket's got full of holes.
Yeah,
that kind of basket. No. That's
something bigger. Whatever.
It's got to be a dish, like the dish
You
Caitlin showed, except bigger. Bucket's good.
Yeah.
Bucket's really good because as long as it's wide, because you need the gravy to spread. You don't want it to sink all the way to the bottom. It needs to be preferably a shallow enough dish
like
that you can.
5-gallon bucket.
No, but that's a lot of poutine.
like a mop bucket.
Oh yeah, I could go with mop bucket.
That's a mop bucket is a family size portion of poutine.
That's a 4 family size portion of poutine. That's a lot of freaking
if
poutine.
I was eating it.
Yeah.
Poutine. It will always have an honorable mention in my tummy.
Definitely. Yeah. Just make sure that's beef gravy. Chicken is acceptable in some cases.
No, it's
but
not.
Beef gravy is the necessary option. I used to say that, but then I've had chicken gravy on my poutine, and it wasn't bad because at least it's meat based, not anything else.
Yep.
Yeah.
That ain't a poutine.
It's
a no-tine.
No. I had nothing good.
Nope, me either.
Yeah. All right. So
I guess with that, we should probably move over to the honorable mentions, huh?
Yes. This is not a cooking show. This is a comic show. So why don't we do that?
I've only got 2 this week. Monkey Prince 8, which I think is still a fun book. It's not going to win any awards, but it's a good time. I like it. Then there's Gotham City Year 1, Number 2. It's a novel with pictures written the exact same way in the exact same tone as literally every other Tom King book out there ever.
Complete with 9 panel pages.
If that sounds good to you, then well, hey, there you go. Otherwise, consider it a warning.
My favorite comment I've ever made online. My favorite comment I've ever made online is when, I think it was, I don't remember who it was that was writing with Tom King, that it was announced that he was going to be doing a New Gods movie like 5 years ago. And when it was announced, I commented on Reddit, I said, Like, that's great and all, but I don't know how I'm gonna watch 9 screens at the same time.
Oh, that's a good one. I like
Yeah.
it. Oh, that's funny, dude.
Yeah. All
I
right,
only
so
watched
that
nine
that
panels at one
was
time.
all right, so that was our honorable mentions. We're gonna make we're gonna oddly enough, we were already talking about food, but now we're gonna take a quick bite into some comics. Yeah, and we're going to be starting off with the Dark Knights of Steel, and Mr. Josh is going to tell us about that.
Dark Knights of Steel #8, written by Tom Taylor, art from Yasmin Putri, colors Arif Prianto, and letters by Wes Abbott, wrapped in a cover from Dan Mora. Kind of a pretty one over there, too. We open up to the Amazons, the Kingdom of Lightning, and Constantine at their campgrounds, reluctantly being dragged into a war with the House of El, while Oliver and Dinah meet for the first time in the El's jail. As the rebels march on the El's, Poison Ivy shows up to interfere and does until Green Lantern Joker shows up and levels everyone. They finally get to the castle and war breaks out. The Queen of the Elves meets with Hippolyta to discuss the Elves' surrender, shakes hands for a truce, and then laser eyes her in half right in front of Diana. Hippolyta no more. So, whoa. This was a
Yeah.
seriously intense book. It's very enjoyable. It's obviously gonna turn up the volume here quite a bit, because this book got me a little off guard. I mean, there's been war and hints at war, but I didn't expect to see Hippolyta cut in half.
Yeah.
Not the very first 5 minutes of the shit getting thrown down. And speaking of that happening, the art is fantastic. I'm sad that this is going to have an eventual end to the story. I don't really dig the throw them in a different world because it would be so cool kind of story, but in this case, that's exactly it. It is cool. I love it, and I gave it an 8.75 out of 10. Super duper cool. I'm bummed that there's going to be an end to this, man.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a story. Great world. Um, sorry, I was just looking something up. Yeah, it's got the same exciting feel that you've had throughout, with glorious art and the changes to the characters ever so slight. They're just so sure to excite. I love that. When you get these Elseworld stories, my favorite part is just seeing what's different about these characters and what the writers come up with. And as I said, the art is gorgeous. So I gave this 8.75 out of 10. Another great issue. I also will be sad to see this end.
Indeed. There's another one that's fucking ending too. I'm a little bummed out about. You're
Yeah,
about to tell us.
that is the new Champion of Shazam, #3. We still got another issue to go, but it's only one more issue. It's only been 4 freaking issues.
I feel like this
Uh,
could have been stretched out as much as I'm not a fan of stretching stories out. I feel like this could have had at least 2 more issues.
at least, or here's an idea, DC, maybe make it an ongoing. Who would have thought? An ongoing, not
Say
starring Batman.
what?
Stop the presses if they do that anymore. What?
No,
That's
they don't.
impossible.
Not in the Batman department.
Who possibly could do something like that? Well, I think these people, Josie Campbell on writing, with drawn and colored by Evan Doc Shaner, and letters from Becca Carey. I think that trio right there could make this a damn good ongoing, because they did with issue 3. And we
They
do
made
pick
issue
up.
3 an ongoing.
Oh, I mean,
I'm being
it
really
goes on
stupid here.
until it ends.
Keep going, man.
Yeah. So we pick up kind of where we left off. Mary has come across all these missing people's posters and realized there's a lot more going on than she thought was possible. With her parents missing, and now a good chunk of the city missing, she's got a lot of work to do. She heads back home to do some investigating, um, and finds out that because she ran away from the press, she's become a meme fiend, and everybody all over the internet is making fun of her and memeing her to no degree, to no end. I mean to say, many degrees, many degrees. So she
Many
instead
degrees.
goes to a lab to
Perfect.
try and figure stuff out, but is interrupted by a professor at the Foss Community College, Mrs. G. The Mrs. G or Dr. G? Yeah. It is Dr. G. I honestly should have assumed that considering she's a doctor. Um, yeah, Dr. G, oddly enough, for I was kind of confused about this part. Just blurts out her backstory and why she's at this school and not some other school, and just kind of ominously hinting at the direction Mary should take. And then she does. So she goes undercover to find out exactly what's going on and comes across a tent city underground in an abandoned subway station and comes across a man by the name of Dudley, otherwise known as Uncle Marv. And you longtime Captain Marvel fans out there will recognize this man. He is a classic
Hmm.
character. That was really cool to see him come back. So he's telling her about, yeah, all the people that have gone missing in the underground city. Homeless people tend to go missing quite a lot, and on their adventure or on their journey through Tent City, they come across one of these mysterious technological people that are tormentally tormenting two homeless people. So Mary Shazams herself into the new Captain Marvel, or Shazam. I should get used to that.
Yeah.
Shazam. And fights him off. But this man has some strong mental prowess and turns bricks into words and hits her with them. Basically, getting in her head and talking about all the stuff that's being said about her online, that she's a worthless piece of trash, and why is she doing this? She's not a hero. Blah blah blah. She fights it off, takes him down, gets a little tired, uh, flies back to the house, yells at Darla for trying to interfere, but tells Darla to stay away, and falls asleep. Wakes up, Darla's gone, and at that moment, Mary also figured out where all the strangers are being held, and Darla knows that too. So Darla, not having her powers, instead gets a little purple shirt with a lightning bolt on it, grabs Mr. Hoppy, who's no longer magic, and goes out into the world to find all these people. But Mary knows she's in danger. She's very much in danger
Yeah,
because there's a
loads of good
large, dark
decisions there.
crocodile behind her. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So next issue, last issue. Damn shame because it's a damn good book. There's so many Easter eggs in this issue. I was having a blast reading this. Um, Uncle Marv was great, and in one of the panels where they show the pillars in the subway station, it's got the word SHZM. 1 second, and there was a number because I don't remember the issue number. Where's it? SHZM 19, and that issue from I don't remember what year, 1973, I think it was, um, had a backup story with Uncle Marv and Mary Marvel on an adventure together. So it's very good
Oh
hinting there.
wow.
And one of the creators was Oxnard, which is the name of the subway station they're in right now. So there's a lot of Easter eggs
Oh,
in
that's
there.
cool.
Yeah, I loved that. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm getting hints that Dr. G is somehow related or is Savannah. I just got that
Yeah.
vibe. I really got that vibe. And I could be wrong. I meant to look it up, but I think the most recent origin for Dr. Savannah is the origin that Dr. G gave, where they were an archaeologist and then was somehow discredited at their university and kicked out of the world, and instead turned their method to, well, Savannah turned his methodology to magic studies and trying to fight Captain Marvel Shazam. However, Dr. G instead went to a community college, but might be the reason Mary's having all these issues. So I don't know. I just got
Very
that
well
vibe.
could be.
Yeah. As I said before, I wish this was an ongoing because it has so much heart and it is really well done. And I honestly, I cannot get enough of Doc Shaner drawing Shazam characters. He's so good at this.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
a
digging it.
talent this man has. He's got such a that perfect classic style.
Yeah, it does,
Yeah,
and it matches this story like super good, like so well.
exactly. So I gave this a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, like I'm with you. I said it before. Why is this issue? Why is this only getting one more issue? I mean, is it's not a universe shaking, super huge book, no, but I mean, it should be a must buy. It is a really good story.
Yeah.
It's not just been fun; it's been actually good. I want to read more, even if it means it's the Shazams or the Shazam family or something. I don't give a shit. Let's just keep this creative team going on this book for a while because it's a great book. I don't know what's going to happen to Darla and Mary, but I do know I'll be reading to find out. I really enjoyed it. I gave it an 8.5, 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah. Definitely worth it. I hope somehow DC editorial finds it in their hearts to add an infinite number of issues for this.
Infinite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just give it
The
the
only
Rick and
thing
Morty
that's
treatment.
infinite.
Put it in syndication by giving it like another 100 issues, please. All right, so that was our quick bites, a little quick look into those two books. We're going to now turn on our bat signal because it's DC. It's all about Batman. It always is. Because oddly enough, our spotlight segment today is about Batman and the Joker, the Deadly Duo, #1. And Mr. Josh is going to tell us all about that one.
Yes, I will. Deadly Duo. Oh boy. Um, don't kind of hide anything with that title, do they? It's written and drawn inside and out by Mark Silvestri, and man, we've been giving him some praise in Discord lately. We also got some extra inks from him at the back of the issue, which was cool. Arif Prianto did the colors, and Troy Patiri did the lettering. Um, well, the issue starts out with Harley sitting in some with some rats in a deep hole or a tunnel or something, and she's talking to somebody we really can't see. Then that's the last we see of that. Next, we get some exposition on good cops and bad cops in Gotham before Harvey Bullock and Batman are at a crime scene investigating together. It's definitely looking like a Joker murder scene with haha on the wall and everything. But Batman sees that the killer survived a headshot with a 44 Magnum, and that's just not something that a normal person could do because it leaves very, very, very large holes in refrigerators. So, more talk of crooked cops and not trusting Batman as he sails away, dipping down lower than he normally does to low enough as he leaves to blow the toupee off of one of the police officers as he sails away from the police station. Now we get a real quick visit with Catwoman talking to another person that we can't see about how a storm is coming before we get back to Batman. Indeed, the murder victim's body has been pulled apart, not cut. We see that here because dude is carrying the guy's head. But this isn't regular Joker. This is monster Joker looking evil as hell, jacked up on roids, and I think maybe just a little bit too much methamphetamines. Batman knows he's not dealing with the real deal after a quick fight and hitting him with 40 milliamps of electricity, which is like enough to take out a fucking gorilla. He does the Joker beast. Some of the crooked cops show up threatening to arrest Batman. While the cops ignore Batman's warning, it causes the monster thing to be able to get up and run away again as a giant explosion goes off, and Batman unfortunately can only save a few people. After finding out, and then he gets blamed for the explosion, which was, I'm sure just the icing on the cake for him. After finding out that the monster's DNA is a mix of a homeless man and the actual Joker, he responds to the bat signal. Joker is he of course thinks it's James Gordon that's up there, but it's not. It is the Joker giving Batman Jim Gordon's appendix with the threat that there will be more organs to come if Batman didn't play along. Okay, normal Joker there. That means that Batman has to work with the Joker to track down what he says is the people who stole something from him. And of course, I think it's the natural assumption that he is also talking about his DNA. As they walk away, we see in the shadows a whole bunch of fucked up mutant monster Jokers, all looking scary as hell. Mic drop. Marc Silvestri is such a good artist and storyteller, and I am enjoying literally every fucking panel of this. It has a lot of caption boxes, but just enough to tell the story without ruining the page or feeling like you're reading a Tom King book. I am really looking forward to issue number 2. Where's this gonna go? How will Gotham react to Batman working with the Joker? Will we see Batman make jokes? Do DuckTales? Who knows? But I am going to be sticking around to find out. I think that this was amazing, and I gave it a 9 out of 10. You a little shocked there?
Oh, sorry, no. Really poor time to have a yawn. Like I said, it's been a long day. As interesting enough, it was really well written and drawn. I did enjoy the story. It was really good. But I'm just so tired of Batman stories. There's so many. There are a dime a dozen.
True.
Like if you follow pop culture history like I do, you know in the 80s and 90s, or at least the late 80s, mid to late 80s, there was such a boom in the video game industry thanks to Atari that it just crashed. It was practically dead on arrival. There was so many versions of Atari and other video game computers coming that the whole market just crashed and video games were basically worthless until Nintendo showed up and reinvigorated the entire industry from the ground up with the NES, and that it just boomed again. And then Sega got in the game, and the video game console wars begun through the 90s, and it reinvigorated the whole industry. And we wouldn't have the video games we have now if it weren't for Nintendo. So where's our Nintendo in DC? Because I think Batman is just going to just crash DC because there's so much Batman, it's not sustainable. You learn that in basic economics. You have too much of one thing, it's not sustainable, and it crashes. So when's that going to happen? Because quite honestly, it's too much for me. So this was a bit of a struggle. That was a long-winded approach to say this was a struggle. I don't know why I went on that freaking tangent.
Am I rubbing off on you, Rob?
I don't know, man. I'm just so tired of all these Batman stories. I want something new. You have hundreds of characters to pick from. Why are you just picking the one over and over again? God damn.
Oh man, I'm not gonna argue there. It's and to answer your question, it's gonna eventually result in no good Batman stories, and then and Batman will eventually crash. Right now, we get about 4 shitty ones and then 1 shining star, and this happens to be one of those shining stars. As far as I'm concerned, I am into what's going on here. It's not something that we've really seen before, not like this. This is gonna feel weird. It does feel weird to say this, but I almost have a little tiny bit of Frank Miller vibes going on in here.
Yeah, maybe that's also a reason why it was a bit of a struggle. Now that you mention it, I kind of get those vibes too. I hope not, because as much as I did buy copies of The Dark Knight Returns and Dark Knight Strikes Again, I don't really like them.
No, I don't like them. I do not like them. I don't care. Hang me up, crucify me. I don't give a shit. Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns. I like Frank Miller's stuff. I like some of his Sin City stuff. Just not really been much of a fan of much of his stuff.
Yeah.
But then again, I guess I kind of go against the grain when it comes to who is the best in the business.
Yeah, like I always say, to each their own. We all got our own opinions.
Mine's just usually different from everybody else.
But I quite honestly, I didn't hate this issue. I actually really enjoyed it. It was a lot more interesting than I thought it would be. Being a Batman story, but coming from Mark Silvestri, you kind of expect that. Um, so it was really good. It was attention catching. It's just too much Batman right now. I'm looking at the weekly books, and it's like 80% Batman every week. It's too much. So for this,
Well, I'm not
it
gonna argue that.
stand out good. It was just, okay, this is really enjoyable. I liked it. Um, Not top of the line for me though, so 7.5 out of 10.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair
That score
enough.
unfortunately comes with some baggage, but what can you do?
Not much, I
Uh,
suppose.
yeah. I do have one thing you could do. I know what you could do.
You
Put out a
you know
book
what
that's
I
not
could do.
about freaking Batman. Just a
Um,
suggestion.
well, I mean, I'd like to put out one that's about Nightwing, but that's not gonna happen, no, is
Yeah.
it?
I mean, shit, you got half the Justice League just not doing anything right now. It's so
Yeah,
fucking
I mean,
annoying.
give me some damn Aquaman. Give me some fucking Green Arrow. Give me some Green Lantern.
Yeah,
Give me some Green Arrow.
please. Yes. Oh my God. I want more Green Arrow uh, from
Give
whoever
me
at this
all of the
point.
Amazons just written all together in like a 3 title spanning book.
Now, fuck it, give me the Outlaws back.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. Hell
let's
yes.
get Artemis and
Yep.
Jason back together on a team. Get them into hell.
Artemis and
Get
Jason,
the All
go
Blades
get
back.
Bizarro.
Yes.
Yes. Go get Bizarro. Go get Pup Pup. Fuck the rest of them
Yes.
weird ass guys. And then just go from there. Gotta have Pup Pup. I want Pup Pup. Go get Pup Pup. Yeah. Outlaws.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I don't know how you'd feel about it, but I would love to see that trio of outlaws versus the Court of Owls. Just for like a one-off issue.
Oh, that would be cool as hell.
Just to see Bizarro, like smart Bizarro or regular Bizarro, just beating the shit out of Talons. Like they're just swarming him like Agent Smith's on Neo in the Matrix Revelations, and just he beats them all. Like he just swats them all away like
Nice.
they're nothing.
All right. Now, hear me out. The Bat family is wide. It's far. It's wide reaching. We've got like 30 million fucking Bat family members in Gotham. Plus, we've
Yeah.
got Batman Inc. going on now. What we don't have, we got Batmans on every team, but what we don't have is a Batman on the Justice League Dark. I want Red Hood to get the Outlaws together and join Justice League Dark.
That's freaking wild and genius, and I love it. You know,
I mean,
there's a sore lack
Jason's
of good
got the
Justice
All
League Dark right
Blades,
now.
Starfire. I mean, Bizarros. I mean, it's all set. It's
Yeah.
all set right there. Pup Pup too. God damn
Yeah.
it.
And then we could finally explain Pup Pup as something that's not just potentially a tumor on Bizarro's brain.
Right, please.
I forget, did
I don't
anybody
care.
else talk to Pup Pup, or was it just Bizarro?
I think it was just Bizarro, wasn't it? Or no,
That's
no, no, no,
depressing.
no. Some of the other villains talked to him too.
Yeah? Okay. So, yeah, that thing still freaks me out. I love Pup Pup, but what the hell? Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully, one day that team gets back together. Hopefully, one day they get a Green Lantern story again. I don't know. Preferably from somebody that didn't write it most recently.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, that has been our spotlight section. I think we're done shitting on Batman for now. We'll save more shitting on Batman for later on when we get to our in-depth reviews, because there's a lot more Batman to come. In fact,
There
looking
is
at
a
the
lot of
list,
Batman to come.
it's is basically the rest of the show. So we're
Yeah,
gonna take
it
a quick
is
commercial break.
Batman adjacent, Batman adjacent, Batman adjacent, Batman.
Yeah, realistically, yeah. I think the only non-Batman book technically that we're reviewing today is New Champion of Shazam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You could make a
Only one
case for
without a Batman.
DCOS because I don't think Batman was actually in this issue, but he's in the story.
He is in the story.
Yeah. God damn. Yeah. And even for the books we're not reviewing, there's Gotham City Year One, and then Monkey Prince. So of all
Yep.
the books, and I think Batman Nightwatch coming out this week as well. So of all the books that came out this week, only 2 are guaranteed no Batman. They're 100% Batman free. For all you Batman intolerant people out there, this is Batman free.
The new champion of Shazam and what?
Monkey Prince.
Oh, Monkey Prince.
Yeah.
Well, Monkey Prince isn't Batman free. I mean, technically, he doesn't show up in it, but it is in Gotham.
Well, he's in that. I haven't read this week's issue, but last week he was in Atlantis. No.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, okay, but it's a Gotham-based hero character. Right?
Yeah.
He's still working on the hero part.
Don't ruin this for me, Josh.
I'm sorry.
He was
I
the
have
chosen
to.
one.
Not to get us away from Batman, he wasn't.
Oh man. Okay, so we have 1. You get 1. God damn. Okay. We're gonna take a quick commercial break so I can finish screaming outside my skull. Stick around. Don't touch that dial. Don't change the channel. Don't adjust your set.
And don't
Just don't go
ignore me
anywhere.
about Red Hood and the Outlaws on
Yeah.
Justice League Dark.
Exactly. Just come right
All
back. Enjoy.
Now, back to our program.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for sticking with Not a Robot. Hope that wasn't too, I don't know, painful, bad, torturous.
They had to listen to me all by myself.
Oh my God.
I know, right?
Are you okay? Jeez. No, that sounds great, though. I think it's great. See, you're still here, so that's the point. Like, it definitely wasn't bad if you're still here. So, what do we got next? We are starting our in-depth reviews, and first up, we are looking at, if my notes are correct, Poison Ivy number 6, and that is going to be brought to us by Joshua.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Nobody does that. Don't do that. Written by G. Willow Wilson, art from Marcio Takara, Brian Level, and Jay Leistein, colors of Reef Prianto, letters from Hassan Atsmani El-Hau, and cover from Jessica Fong. Ivy is in the heat of the battle with the Floronic Man. Well, I mean, I guess if you could call it a battle. She is still tripping balls from the Lamia fungi and is under Woodrew's control. He's talking mad shit to her while slowly gaining full control of Poison Ivy, forcing her to start slitting her own throat, in fact. While Woodrew is talking to her, she's talking out loud to the Batman who Ivy's that is telling her that is telling her that she has strengths that she's not using. Then the Floronic Man starts telling her that he'll dissect every square inch of her, and then says the same thing about Harley. Oops, that does it. Pam goes full Ivy and tears the roof down on top of them both, saying, "Fuck you, motherfucker. That's my pie." No, kitty. She gets a little hurt. Woodrew dies. Remember that he's got incredible regenerative powers. So she does the only thing that, of course, one would think of in this situation. She fucking eats him. She eats the Floronic Man. Every tiny little fucking drop of him. She eats them. And all of them. And then she goes and walks it off. That's literally dialogue in the book. I laughed and loved it. Then she basically decided that she's going to go full anti-hero in defense of the planet and the people on it because it's her home. And by the way, when I say going full anti-hero, what that means is she's going to go after the people responsible for killing the planet, returning to her hardcore eco-terrorist role that we've seen before. And she kind of has a no mercy feel vibe to her. She's acting as a good guy the only way she knows how. Now, remember that the narration through this whole run has been Ivy writing letters to Harley, telling her everything that's going on, or at least writing one letter that she managed to get off. But I'm assuming that she's kind of sort of been kept up to speed. We finally see present-day Harley reading that letter, and she cries a little bit before grabbing her jacket and saying, "Hold on, baby, I'm on my way." I'm stoked, man. It's pretty obvious where Ivy was supposed to die. This was supposed to be the last issue in the book, in the run. I'm glad it's not. I'm glad she lived. We still don't know if she'll die at the end of this run, though, and that's the stick that's got me. You know, we could still be looking at that, and makes me really wonder. The art in this book is always magnificent, even here with multiple people. They really pulled it off. I've loved this entire story, man, and definitely this issue, Poison Ivy #6 gets a 9.
Yeah, for me, looking at the whole thing,
She
at least for the first 6
fucking ate
issues,
him.
that was wild. Which begs the question: was she eating a steak or salad?
Salad. He was full on swamp monster.
Yeah, and she
Yeah.
hates. Okay, so that makes sense because she's full on meat eater. So I'll explain why she hated it. Also, it was a living
Yep.
human, so I imagine that's also why she would hate it. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't imagine eating anyone in any form. It comes across as especially appetizing, unless you're that cannibal
Yeah.
on that show, Avenue 5, which I fucking love, by the way. Show's
Oh
hilarious.
God, I still gotta watch it. I keep forgetting that exists.
Oh,
I need to
Josh
watch that.
Gad and
Oh my
what's his name from House? Hugh Laurie.
Yeah,
Oh, it's really good. There's some deadpan
looks
humor in that shit.
fantastic.
It's funny. It's funny. I love it.
I think if anybody can pull off good deadpan humor, it's Hugh Laurie and Josh Gad. I think they'd be
Yeah.
like Hugh Laurie already is excellent to deadpan humor. I think Josh Gad could really pull it off. God, I gotta watch that. Okay, that's just going on my list. As for this
On
issue,
the
though,
list.
looking at Caker's Jericho, looking at the first 6 issues as a whole, kind of a subpar ending, I must admit, but maybe it just got changed due to the fact that there's another 6 issues coming. Because every issue so far has been fantastic. It's kept me excited, it's kept me going, it's been fun, and this one kind of just, it was an ending. And then we move on to the next story. So it didn't have that same
I feel like
feel to it.
I feel like this story isn't over. I feel like it's definitely continuing. Now she's
Yeah.
moving on. We're still watching her deal with that fungus infection, and I mean, she just downed a whole shit ton more of it from the Floronic, man. So who knows what's gonna happen to her body? What's gonna happen?
Mhm.
I mean, is that still gonna kill her? Does she find a way to dispel it? If she touches Harley, is Harley gonna get fucked up?
Yeah.
So I mean,
Like,
there's a. I feel like, given that this specific run has 6 more issues, it's gonna be a continuation, not a different arc.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong though.
No, that it definitely feels like that's the way it's going to go. But I mean, that might be why this issue felt so different and off for me, because it was initially planned as a 6-issue run, and now it's just being stretched out into something else. And then, yeah, this may be a
So
continuation.
you feel like it was an ending
arc.
without an ending?
Yeah.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah, it just felt really weird. It just didn't have that same excitement, but I did still really enjoy it, and I'm happy Harley is finally entering the game. Um,
Yep.
Ivy eating Woodrue was wild, to say the least. Definitely the most shocking part of the issue. Um, I did really enjoy the tension where Woodrue uh, almost got Ivy to just kill herself. That had me on the edge of my seat. But as a whole, it was just kind of off. And then you had some weird teases towards future stories that we don't really know what they're about, but we'll find out.
No.
It was all over the place in a way.
I feel like she wasn't supposed
I
to
don't
die from slitting her own throat. I feel like she was supposed to die when she pulled the building down on both of them.
Yeah.
That was my impression. Which I think, I mean, if she was gonna go out, I with this story, that would have been okay with me. I would have been pissed that Poison Ivy was dead, but that would have been a good way to end
Yeah. It would have been weird to just kill her, though. I don't know.
it. I mean, it would. It's like I said at the beginning, please fucking don't kill Poison Ivy, man.
Yeah,
Poison Ivy's a great character.
exactly. Kill the penguin.
It's like, fucking kill the penguin. I asked you to kill the penguin. Y'all trying to kill Poison Ivy. I asked you to kill the penguin. You said you were going to kill the penguin, and you didn't kill the fucking penguin. Now you're going to kill Ivy, too. That's some bullshit. I'm just saying.
Killed the penguin.
That ain't cool at all.
In the past 5 years, the penguin's been killed 3 times. And he
3
hasn't
times.
died.
And he's turned into a fucking emperor penguin, too. Don't forget. We
Oh,
saw
that
in
was
that
like-
backup where where he grew all them fucking fangs and shit, right?
Wait, you talking about the blue guy?
Oh, the penguin.
Penguin? I don't remember when he was in it. Okay,
You don't
so the thing
remember?
with me and
He
Emperor
went all like
Penguin-
monster and shit, and he like I'm just saying, Emperor Penguin isn't the right thing, but it was in the backup just recently where he was absorbing that magic shit, and then he was sucking the souls out of his henchmen and shit, and he had the
Wait.
fangs and was all
wasn't-
gnarly fucking looking.
Are you talking about Monkey Prince?
No, wait, is that Monkey Prince?
Or are you turning to like that
Sound-
demon-looking monster?
Yeah,
Unless I'm just forgetting something.
was
But
that
like
Monkey
he's,
Prince?
I think he was sucking
That's
souls in
hilarious.
Monkey Prince. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the thing. That's the state of DC right now. Even a full-on book in itself just feels like a backup story to Batman.
Yes. Wow. If that doesn't say
Oh,
something, man,
man.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I am telling you.
Oh man.
So what did you think, man? I mean, was this a letdown for you because it didn't end, or just
No,
because it felt
no.
like an ending that didn't? It felt like it was supposed to be an ending, but now it's like just loose threads.
I think more of the latter, but not quite exactly how you're describing it. It feels like it was initially planned as 6 issues, so there was a plan, and then because halfway through the run it got changed, it feels like it was just rushed into something else. Like you said, it looks like she was supposed to die when the building fell on top of them. So it's like that is just that point. They kept the story going to that one point where it was supposed to end, but then because it was renewed for another 6 issues, okay, instead of her doing this, we're just going to do this, and it just feels off. It was not disappointing by any means. I really enjoyed the issue still.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. It's a solid book. This one felt a little off. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because I still had it in my mind that this was always originally the ending, and then there's more to come. I don't know. We'll see what issue 7
Okay,
brings.
so Poison Ivy come to the forefront. Got a hell of a run going on, focusing on her. She's been the star of her own show there for quite some time now. Going all the way back to Fear State, and to see her all of this finally come to a head, her making decisions, the potential that she might survive this. The direction for her to go of going back to her to being an eco-terrorist, that that was a very good decision. Um, Especially, I like her and Harley together as characters, as a duo. That's fucking awesome. I love it. They make a great team. But we don't need Poison Ivy's next step to be a Harley centric thing. So her going off and being an eco terrorist, rather than going back and being a villain or taking on like an anti-hero kind of role, which I don't think would sell well. I think that the eco terrorist deal is like the best option there. So I'm cool with it.
Yeah. I'm
Debated
not
it with
completely
myself.
against Ivy being kind of an anti-hero with Harley, but I'm all for that idea of, and this is not just me with my current rants about Batman titles. It just in character, it makes sense for what she was saying, how um, it seems like Harley has the right idea. She gets it with the hero stuff, but not with the Bat family, because they're not the kind of hero that we need right now. They're not the right kind of hero. And I think that's the dynamic that Ivy needs. I'm not against in any way, shape, or form of Ivy being an anti-hero, especially with Harley side by side, but having that stance to not work with the bats is probably the right way to go about it. Because Ivy's definitely going to have some rough edges in her crime fighting, if you will.
Yeah.
Pick and
For
choose
sure.
which crimes she fights. You stepped on a plant, I'm gonna snap your neck. You robbed a bank? Yeah, all the power to you. Here, let me help you with that sack.
You wait for one of the Robins.
Yeah.
So what did you end up giving Poison Ivy, man?
8.5 out of 10.
All right.
Yeah, still a solid
Not
issue.
too shabby for being a bit of a disappointment for you.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't all disappointing. It was the issue was still good. I still really enjoyed it. I wouldn't say the issue was disappointing. It was just off for me. It didn't excite me like the others did.
Fair enough.
Okay, so we are going from wherever the hell Poison Ivy is to wherever the hell this other Batman adjacent character is, which I think he's somewhere in Europe. I think. I don't remember. They weren't very
On his
explicit
own personal
on that.
journey.
Yeah, that might be the best way to. He's somewhere in the depths of his own mind. That is Azrael, specifically his sword. It's like Sword of Azrael, Legend of Zelda. It's you're I don't know that weird titles that make sense. They're cool titles, but they're weird titles. So this one is brought to us by the regular the regular crew of Mr. Dan Waters on writing duties, with art from Nicola. I did practice this. Sismezia. Sismezia. I listened to it like 10 times 2 hours ago, and I freaking forgot the phonetics of it. It's Croatian, that I know, and I'm not good with Croatian phonetics. Colors from Marissa Louise and letters from Hassan Otsmane El Hau, with a cover from Nicola Sismeza and Romulo Fajardo Jr. Right. I was about to go right in my notes. I forgot. I'm not writing down my synopses anymore. I'm doing them live. So we are looking into the past, where we see Brother Dumas meeting with Brother Garnier and Brother Levine. Interesting names. I imagine that they might have been huge in 14th century France, but for me, that's a pop singer and a hair dye. I don't know. That's just me.
That's
yeah.
funny.
So that's all I think about when I see Brother Garnier and Brother Levine.
No, as it turns out, it's that generation's version of Prescott and Bailey for a guy.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you name your kid that?
Okay, so Brother Dumas has met up with these other two brothers to lead them to the Fiery Temple, which is the volcano that Azrael is currently in, with the giant demonic-looking angel, as he's calling himself, that that everyone calls Satan, because
Satan.
angel, yeah, in the flesh, unfortunately. Um,
Looking like 1990s Eclipso.
yeah, yeah.
Beefcake!
Oh gosh, how does it take us this long to do a South Park reference? Oh my god. Oh goodness. Right.
Hey, I did two this episode. I did two.
You did two? What was the other one?
I did too. The other one was earlier when I said, "No, kitty, that's my pie."
Oh, I didn't catch that. Oh my
I just
god.
did Cartman's voice.
Oh shit. Right on. Yeah. Fuck no. I gotta get one in at some point. That's good. Okay, so
Take your towel.
it's a song to fuck a time. Yeah, so
Don't be a towel, Randy.
uh, oh my god, you bring up Randy Marsh, and I always think of my favorite episode when he was just he thought he was like the prize fighter at the baseball games. He just got drunk and went to every baseball diamond and had a fight. It's fantastic. Oh, I'm sorry.
They released.
I thought
they
this was
released
America.
Yeah, I thought this was America. This is awesome. They recently had part 1 and part 2 of the Streaming Wars specials. They're about an hour apiece, and oh my fucking god, I laughed my ass off. I don't care. It was hilarious. I mean, it was a metaphor for streaming services, obviously, but that's what it was. It was a metaphor for it. It had to do with water streaming, and Man Bear Pig is in it. I mean, how do you not tune in for Man Bear Pig? Bear Pig, Man Bear Pig, and more.
Oh, Al Gore?
I'm telling you, Al Gore showing up wouldn't even hold a candle to how cool this expansion of Man Bear Pig is. You have to go watch it.
Oh, like more parts of Man Bear Pig. Okay.
No. Well, in a way. I'm gonna let you watch it and find out.
Yeah, I haven't watched South Park in years, but I'm gonna check this out.
My wife is a South Park junkie.
I don't blame her.
She loves it. So as soon as there's a new special, we are watching it.
Fantastic. Did you ever watch the documentary of how they make the show?
No.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was one of the seasons like 10 years ago, before like they did a special kind of documentary half an hour or hour episode where they showed the creation process of a season and how they make each episode within a week before the airs. Yeah, it was really cool to see.
I totally believe it from those guys.
Oh,
I'd like to be a fly on the wall in the writing room for Big Mouth.
Oh, yeah, it looks... It's hectic, but it's a blast. But they really only work for like 6 weeks out of the year on the show.
Hey, I mean, when you got the pull, you got the pull, right?
Exactly.
You ever seen Big Mouth?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
It was something else, man. Holy
little
crap.
too crude for me, and I enjoyed Sausage Party, but I thought Big Mouth was too crude. I don't know.
You would enjoy a Sausage Party.
There was something I saw recently. I don't remember what it was, but it was they alluded to a basically saying like, I think like, how could you ever see like food fucking once you see food having sex, it's just too far. Why are we doing this? And I'm thinking this happened like 5 years ago in Sausage Party. The last 2 minutes was just a food orgy.
It was really odd to watch, but I couldn't turn my eyes away.
Yeah. I was like one of 2 people in the theater laughing my ass off. Everyone else was turning away and gagging. Yeah.
I was staring in awe. How did this make it into the movie? I can't look away. But all right, now that I have completely derailed the show.
Just one last thing. when they wrote that, Seth Rogen must have been the most high he's ever been.
In his entire life. Hey, side note, and then I'm never gonna say it again. Or I'm not gonna interrupt anymore.
Right.
They just had on the Tonight Show here that Snoop Dogg's blunt roller says that he rolls about that Snoop smokes about 125 blunts, or maybe it was 150 blunts a day.
A day.
A day.
How do you have the time?
Look. I'm okay. So let's break that down real quick before we carry on with Azrael. We're talking about holy rolling. Well, he's rolling something. So 100 and let's even take the lower number, 125. Let's say he gets a solid 8 hours of sleep. If he smokes, as soon as he wakes up and as soon as he goes to bed, that means he's got 18 hours. He's got 16 hours. If he no, that's not right. 24 hours in a day. If he gets 8 hours, then
right.
he gets 16 hours.
16
Jesus
hours. Christ.
So 125 divided by 16. That means he smokes 7.8, 7 and a quarter? No, an eighth. 7 and an eighth blunts every hour.
That seems like a lot still.
That is a lot.
Yeah. Especially if you have to be doing it constantly.
That's
for 16 hours straight.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's 125. If he was doing 150, like that's 9.5.
Yep.
Every hour.
Every hour. Which means more than one every 10 minutes in either scenario.
And he's a busy guy to begin with.
Right?
It's not even every... In an hour, there's...
Listen. 60 minutes.
Yeah, but that's like every 7 minutes
smoking,
he's finishing.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. This motherfucker smokes when he eats breakfast. He smokes during dinner. He smokes when he's crapping. He smokes when he's fucking. He doesn't ever put a blunt out his mouth. Never. There's no way. No way. Even if it's 125. But all right, sort of Azrael instead of sort of Snoop Dogg.
No, I want to talk about Joint of Snoop Dogg. Fuck sort of Azrael. This is wild.
It's insane, man.
Oh
I
my
couldn't
God.
even imagine. I couldn't even imagine.
I'm perma-fried now, just thinking about it.
That shit may have carried over the airwaves.
Shit.
If any of you are out there are feeling lightheaded, please pull your vehicle to the side of the road until the feeling passes.
Yes.
This has been a public service announcement from Not a Robot Podcast.
Always good to have a PSA out there. Okay. I'm coming down. It's time for Sword of Azrael, which, quite honestly, if you're reading this, probably good to do it high. But that's up to you. Because I think that would just brighten the experience. So,
It makes
Saint
you
Dumas.
appreciate the art more.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Okay, we'll get to that after. So Saint Dumas is bringing these two saintly brothers to the volcano that is holding Satan. The created Satan, not the real Satan. And they are discussing the ramifications of such a discovery and creation and how the angel Satan can lead us to a better world and a better future, where Saint Dumas is saying, wait, no, he's supposed to be serving us, not the other way around, and decides that these two brothers have blasphemed and are sinners and must be extinguished, and with a slash of a sword cuts off both their heads and walks away, taking the mother box with him. And at that point, that is what created Azrael, the Angel of Vengeance, as a mental figment. Yeah. Mental construct.
Yeah.
And this whole vision is being seen within Jean-Paul Valley's head by Azrael himself or itself. I don't know if Azrael would technically have a gender. And Azrael's not dealing with this news well because Azrael did not remember this, despite technically living since then, but did not remember their origins. And Jean Paul is also seeing this, but is also not kind of surprised. But due to Azrael just having a bit of a breakdown with this news, Jean Paul Valley takes over his body, and in Azrael costume, going up against the demonic being known as Satan, is now in control. And
I think that's an excuse, by the way. I think Azrael took one look at that Satan dude and said, "Fuck this, I'm out."
Yeah. This shit out, man. Yeah.
You take the ass whooping.
Yeah. Well, as I was saying, yeah, Jean Paul Valley wakes up and realizes how fucked he is because this Satan is huge.
Huge mungus.
Yeah. Jean Paul gets out with a burst of his swords, breaking the chains, and takes the fight to Satan. Satan kind of just almost kills him by slamming his fist down. Jean Paul somehow blocks it with his feeble human arms and then runs away. But Satan gives chase. However, Jean Paul took a wrong turn down the Albuquerque hallway into the heart of the volcano, where there's a steep cliff and lava at the end. However, Satan is right behind him and tries to attack him with a giant freaking wheel. But Jean Paul is crafty enough to dodge very much, very frequently, but then takes a barrage of 1,000 punches, very reminiscent of Fist of the North Star, or the Flash, depending on who you like. Jean Paul almost falls in the lava, but then uses some acrobatics and tries to jump over Satan, climbing up his arm, but then takes an elbow straight to the face, falls down, then gets crushed by the wheel multiple times until he is practically a bloody pulp. But then Satan starts to fall over because his heart is giving way, and then he crawls off to try and get to his chair and revive himself for whatever he can. But then Jean Paul wakes up, also crawls towards Satan. Jean Paul seems to be a little faster. He gets up and starts to walk. He is bleeding, but Satan's bleeding more. And then goes to him, shows him some kindness, but also says, "Look, you're screwed. Nobody else is coming for you. Nobody even knows you're here besides me. And anybody that did know you were here left you here to die, because they're all dead. You've been here for 800 years. No one cares.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, your heart's about to give out because there's no one here to replace it. So, yeah, I'm just going to take care of you." He tries to call out Azrael to do the job, but Azrael will not come, so that job to finish off Satan is left to Jean Paul Valley. Now, for a holy man, you think killing Satan would be the be-all, end-all of your existence, but he just doesn't want to do it. And to be fair, he's a pacifist at this point. He doesn't want to kill anybody, but I think you can give Satan a pass. Just once.
Little devil eyes and a little goatee, little horny hooves and I love Stephen Lynch.
I prefer Devil Went Down to Georgia, but that's just me.
I'm 43 years old. I've heard that shit 6 million times.
I've got 3 versions of it on my Spotify account. I'm good. I will listen to it 6 million more times. So Jean Paul does what he needs to do and takes out Satan once and for all. Then makes his way back to town, bandages himself up, and makes a few calls to find a number of Brother Carl. And if that name sounds familiar, it should. You've seen him within the past year. He has a discussion with Brother Carl about what has transpired and how he seeks... Oh, God. Gas. Oh, he doesn't seek gas. I've got gas. God damn it. He seeks... he got the vengeance. He seeks penance. He wants to be absolved of his crimes and his sins.
Oh, yeah, that's Ghost Rider. My bad.
Yeah. He's the angel of vengeance. He's got it. Oh shit. Azrael versus Ghost Rider.
Yep.
Ghost Rider wins.
The angel of vengeance versus the spirit of vengeance.
Yeah.
Heaven versus hell, the final showdown.
Oh, that'd be wild. Yeah. Okay, but Brother Carl then turns the tide on John Paul and alludes to the fact that, you did sin. You're not that great. Screw you. Look, the reason everybody at your temple died is you. You wish for more knowledge? Come find me. I'll take your confession. Me, Father Valley. Straight out of Catwoman.
Straight out of Catwoman.
Straight out of Catwoman. They have a
Straight up
shared
the
origin
Narrows.
in a way, so it was bound to happen, but I'll admit I didn't see it coming. So next issue, Jean
Nonsense.
Paul.
We talked about that shit back when he was showing up in Catwoman. I mean, his name was Father Valley. We knew there was going to be some kind of connection.
I don't know. I figured there was going to be some, and there was. I think it was Catwoman Annual or something where Father Valley had that origin story, and they did show that there was a deep connection to the Order of Saint Dumas and Jean Paul Valley himself. But I honestly did not expect Father Valley to show up in this series. I don't know why. I should have. I really should have. Well, Father Valley's here, and next issue they're going to square off. So I'm going to start off about the art. So I don't remember if I said it last issue, but I was thinking about it when I was reading it. And I got the same vibe here. I love the anime influence. There's a huge anime manga influence in this series, and it's really obvious and it's really well done in my eyes. Like I made that callback to Fist of the North Star when Satan was giving those punches to John Paul, and it just the imagery and the art style is fantastic. If you watch a lot of serious, gory, bloody, action-filled anime from anywhere in the 2010s, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's got that same kind of style, and I loved it. Oh yeah, and I made this note kind of as a little cheek in tongue in cheek nod. Maybe, just maybe, with Sword of Azrael, there is a DC character besides Batman that people in other countries can enjoy. Maybe. Just maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, you have this, sure, Batman adjacent character, but killing it in manga anime style. And I just can't help but see that this is a perfect story for an anime series, like a mini series.
Well, yeah, like done in like Future State Gotham style.
No, just I would say full on animated, like Castlevania style.
Oh, animated. That would be cool.
Yeah,
that would be cool. And I would say that this is like comic book art, but it's anime manga influenced. Like you can see exactly that's what they're going for. Like that 1,000 hits. Everything Rob said is true. I feel like they put like a comic book spin on what the appearance looked like. It's not like cracking open an issue of Dragon Ball Z.
No,
but it does look pretty damn good. I like it. I think it's kind of like a hybrid, like 70 manga, 30 comic book, but it works. It works, and I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which you don't often get. It's been tried many times before to have that combination of styles, and I don't think it's ever worked quite as well as this.
No, not that's coming to mind.
No, I'm coming up with a lot of different attempts, but nothing this good. Yeah. So I gave this an 8.75 out of 10. It's a solid issue. It's been a solid run. I've never been a huge fan of Azrael, but this is a good story.
Yeah, I dug Azrael when he first came out, and they just kind of flopped him like a dead fish all over the place, or a dying fish anyway. The explanations for because basically what we're getting is Azrael's origin story, not Jean Paul Valley's, and the fact that the brainwashing and all of that shit was caused by a mother boxes. That's pretty fucking cool to be able to tie that into it, and it's a perfectly acceptable explanation given the DC universe. I'll just accept it like that, or say it like that. I mean, the fact that they flat out let you know that Saint Dumas is just in it for himself and isn't like a holy man or anything. That was really interesting. That crazy splash page for the fight with Satan, the throwing the fist, man.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I stopped and looked at that. Like, you know, when I'm going through a comic book, it takes something for me to stop and look at the art. Usually it's just the high quality, but there was something about that page that was just phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
But how about Azrael being bludgeoned by that giant ass wheel? I mean,
Oh,
they made
God,
it look
yeah.
like it was 10 foot by 4 foot, or excuse me, because we've got listeners in a few different places, 3 meters by 1 meter. If you're not in the one country that uses our measurement. How the hell do you get up from that? Because it shows him getting squished twice, full on beat down, going for a home run swings by that massive, massive Satan monster.
Mm-hmm.
And then they show him they show him broken and bloody, but then he also just kind of picks himself up and walks away. I mean, albeit pretty slowly, but he still does it within a couple of panels. That I thought was a little messed up. That was a bad decision. But other than that, it's a really fun book to read. It's a great story. I like what they've done with it. I give it an 8 out of 10.
Right on. Yeah, solid story. Definitely check it out. Another one that I think you should check out is our next book. No jokes here, because there's no jokes to be had. Because this Joker is a man who stopped laughing. And it's the second issue that will be brought to us by Mr. Josh.
Yes, and it was brought to us by Matthew Rosenberg. Art inside and out by Carmine Di Giandomenico. Colored by Reef Prianto and lettered by Tom Napolitano. The story is titled "It's Not Funny Anymore," and that's pretty much exactly how the Joker is feeling. In the beginning, we get a few pages showing up Red Hood hunting down clues. Before we get back to the titular character, the new Joker, or the old Joker, the old new Joker. Joker shows up at Gotham Amusement Park, but now it's all chained up. This guard outside says that it's under new ownership. He gets surrounded by some of Riddler's men, and then he quickly takes them all out, which with the exception of one, which of course the cops are looking into now. However, no one really believes that the Joker is behind the killings because he was on TV in California, so none of the cops believe it's actually him. They also said he was mugged, and people are ragging on the guy that reported it. So the Joker tracks down Mr. Cardiff, manager of affairs of all things Joker, who gives him the bad news that he has no more loyal followers, no followers at all, as a matter of fact. After Joker showers and changes, all of this while he's got a gunshot head wound, mind you. Coincidentally, not related to the other Joker and Batman story that we read earlier. Then he gets showered, changed, cleans up his head wound, and then leaves. Back to Red Hood hunting down the Joker when he comes up on the two Riddler henchmen, interrogating the one guy that got away from Joker earlier. Naturally, he just kicks their asses. Joker again, this time showing up at Harley's apartment, who promptly bludgeons him with either an odd-shaped cricket mallet or a weird-shaped baseball bat. I'm not sure what's going on in that specific drawing there, but it's one of those two or a combination. Anyway, something long and hard she beats Joker with. And then she's actually nice to him after while he talks to her, but then she gives him some tea that apparently was drugged. She says she did it because he's not the Joker, that the Joker would never show up, and if he did, he would not be leaving there on his own. Joker stumbles to the door glass, looks at his reflection. He questions what Harley has just said. Is he the real Joker, or is he just one of his delusional Joker toxic victims? Then Red Hood pops up and punches through the glass, grabbing Joker by the throat. And cut. This feels like a damn movie that I'm watching, and I think it's a good one. That is the book, and my man, I am digging it. Three Jokers is out there. It exists, and it needs not to. So this sequel to me is very welcome, so that goes away forever and never, ever, ever needs to be spoken of again. And it's actually a good story so far. The Joker is so Jokered that he doesn't know if he's the Joker. What a joke. Or honestly, kind of sad. That's a weird feeling to have for the Clown Prince of Crime, but I'm like emotionally relating to this Joker that's questioning his existence right now. I don't know how, but I am. But like I said, I'm down, man, and all the way through the whole thing, the art team just works their magic, and it just looks so good. It's a great book. The backup is just an old-timey Joker. That's what's going to be going on here the whole time, is old-timey Joker era short stories. They're nothing spectacular you're going to need to write home about, but they are a little fun if you're picking up the main story, which I suggest you do. For this one, I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, this issue just very much deepens the mystery that's going on, and I'm completely sold on this. This is what Three Jokers should have been. I'm not convinced it's a sequel, but I'm convinced that this is
it
what
certainly
it should have
feels
been the whole
like
time.
it.
It does
It
definitely
certainly
feel
feels
like it,
like
yeah. I don't know.
Because
I'm still on the camp. Just forget that ever happened.
This gives us a way to wind that story up so that it just can't be touched ever again. And that's what has me happy. I've said it a few times. Issue number 1, great. Issue number 2, cool. Issue number 3, fuck off.
It's the Matrix idea. It's basically the Matrix.
Yep. I like it though. The personality matches the one that says that the secret that it hurts to smile. So I think that this is definitely carrying on that storyline.
Yeah.
I just can't remember who the other Joker is right now, because I know one of them died, but I can't remember who the other one was.
Yeah, I don't remember which ones were which now.
There was the comedian, and then there was Killing Joke Joker.
Yeah. Either way, I'm still completely sold on this book. It's really good. It's a follow-up to a couple of stories right now.
Yeah.
And it's working for all of them, realistically. Seeing Jason be just titular Red Hood, like just classic violence Jason Todd, was fantastic. And that last panel that he was in, when you see the Joker look in his reflection and you just see like the image of Red Hood appear and then the fist going through the glass, that was fantastic. That was really well done, really well drawn. I gave this an 8.75 out of 10. I loved it.
Indeed. I'm looking forward to number 2. And I mean, I'd never said that once in the Joker book that we just had.
You mean number 3?
No. I mean in the... okay, whatever. I'm looking forward to number 3 then. But this is so much better than the run that led into it.
Yeah. All right.
Aren't you so glad that we're done with Batman adjacent characters? I mean, it's been the whole show. Batman adjacent characters. We are finally done with Batman adjacent characters.
Yeah, you know how you celebrate finishing off with Batman adjacent characters? You talk about Batman. Fuck's sake. But quite honestly, I'm not even mad
Oh
about
my
this
god.
one. I'm not even mad, and I'll tell you why. Because it was written by Mr. Chip Zdarsky and drawn by Jorge Jimenez and colored by Tomomori and lettered by Clayton Cowles. And with a team like that, you're in for a good time.
You can't go wrong.
Oh, I forgot all about that song. Yeah. Wasn't that in Zoolander? Wasn't that like the when he was
It had
walking
to
away
have
from
come
the
from
mine
somewhere.
shafts?
I think you might be right.
Yeah. God, I need to
I think you
watch that
might be
again.
right.
Not the second, just the first.
Steel.
Yeah. The second one was a waste of freaking time. Okay, speaking of waste of time, this is not one, because Failsafe has taken over Gotham. Dun, dun, dun. In a way, not exactly. He's taken over Gotham in the way that Batman is no longer allowed in Gotham. In fact, no hero is allowed in Gotham. If any hero, Justice League or Bat Family or otherwise, even attempts to get close to the city limits, Failsafe arrives and puts the beat on them. He, it's, they, whatever. It's a robot. Why am I trying to put a gender on this?
It.
It's
Just
yeah.
fail safe.
Failsafe. It's simple. Failsafe is planned for everything. It's got all the plans Batman could ever have. Kirk, if you're
Everything.
listening, I'm so sorry. It's your worst nightmare.
It's
The only thing
Batman's
that can
worst
beat
nightmare.
Batman is Batman's planning.
Yeah.
um,
The
yeah.
only thing that could beat Batman is Batman's planning for Batman's planning.
Oh God.
That's
Oh dear
actually
God.
much more accurate.
Yeah, and I can hear Kirk from Two Provinces Over just screaming.
Yep, just a
Oh,
little bit.
man.
I guess more accurately, it's Batman creating a secret, uh, psychological side of him that creates a plan for Batman's planning. That's Batman's planning that the original Batman couldn't plan for. Did you hear that? I think
I'm
Kirk just had a
confused.
stroke.
Is there smoke coming out of my ears? I think the wheels are trying to
Smoke's
spin
coming
too
out of
hard.
Kirk's.
Okay, so yeah, failsafe has prevented any heroes from entering Gotham, because to failsafe, they're all enemies. As long as they're aiding and abetting Batman's survival, they are something to be taken down. That includes the Bat family, who are hiding within Gotham, trying to do what they can to save people. But since Batman is no longer around and Failsafe basically is taken over, crime is running rampant, which I find kind of odd. The one nitpick I have about this is you do see some goons with knives attacking a family. Where the hell's the GCPD? They're not costumed. What the
Fair enough.
hell? Well, Failsafe wouldn't attack the police. Okay, that's neither here nor there. Bruce is still in Atlantis watching this all unfold as Arthur is still explaining to him what's going on in his hometown and how the League is trying to do what they can, but half the League is busy with their own stuff and the other half can't get close enough to do anything. But they both know and agree that Failsafe is constantly scouring the planet for Bruce, knowing that he is not dead, and they eventually will deduce that he is in Atlantis. So, since that's happening, Atlantis is in danger. What the hell, Bruce? So, they do agree
Cool.
on one thing. Arthur has agreed that he will do what he can to help Bruce and will fight Failsafe as best he can. Meanwhile, Failsafe has gone to the Bat family he has captured, among other heroes. Oracle strapped to a chair, running diagnostics on the entire freaking planet, trying to figure out where Bruce is. Excuse me. And as they do the calculations, of all the different leaguers that have tried to enter the city and others that are busy. They've discovered that there's one that has had no activity recently, and that is Aquaman. So that, as Failsafe deduces, is where Bruce is. So Failsafe heads right off to Atlantis, going up against Arthur as he's getting his armor on, takes some stuff to the chest, and the Atlantean guard is left with no choice to either tell Failsafe where Bruce is hiding or watch Aquaman be killed. So one of the guards takes Failsafe and Arthur to the quarters where Batman is being held and recuperating. As they get there, they find that Bruce is gone, and he has gone straight to the Justice League Watchtower on the moon, where he is trying to do what he can to plan for Failsafe, knowing that Failsafe will eventually make his way there because there's nowhere else on the planet for Bruce to go. He looks out into space as an alarm goes off and realizes that Failsafe is already on the way, but he has not had enough time to plan and prepare. So he does what he can to prevent Failsafe from making landfall, but it's not enough. Failsafe has entered the Watchtower. Batman gets to the armory, grabs an electric gun, shoots him a couple of times, breaks the armor on his back a little bit, but it's not enough. Failsafe is still going strong and just giving a beat down to Bruce. Batman does get enough of a jump ahead to latch on with a grappling hook to something sturdy and then overrides an airlock, opening it up and jettisoning Failsafe into deep space, which gives him maybe about 10 seconds. Oh, Batman says 30 seconds. He runs off to a teleporter, and as Failsafe re-enters the Watchtower, we realize that Batman is about to escape, but as Batman doesn't really say anything, the teleporter activates, and Failsafe realizes that Bruce reversed the teleportation, where the teleporting chamber stays in place, but the room around it teleports elsewhere. It explodes, and Bruce is left floating in space, while Failsafe has been teleported to the Hall of Justice, conveniently right in front of the Batman statue. Bruce is stuck in space. All javelins on the Watchtower are inoperable, so he has no help, and he's left floating in space, where it is minus 455 degrees. Does not say whether that's Celsius or Fahrenheit, but either way, it's bad. That's very
bad.
Yeah. Yeah, and
it's definitely not good.
Definitely not good. Yeah. Yeah, so he's kind of just left there. Who knows what's going to happen now? And I'm going to be honest with you.
It's floating in the deep.
Oh, no, I did read it. I forgot there was a backup, but I did read the backup. I just forgot there was a backup. So this is part 2 of I Am a Gun. This is the follow-up story of explaining the histories of Zur-En-Arrh, as written by Chip Zdarsky, with art from Leonardo Romero, colors from Jordi Belair, and letters from Clayton Cowles. So the Joker has taken a hostage, as we know from last issue. Basically taken a lot of hostages, about why he's going a little crazy, and Batman's not all there himself. Just something feels off, and Joker's not happy. So he's taken hostages in order to goad out Batman, and goad Batman has become. So he arrives not quite ready to go out on the field, especially fight somebody like the Joker, because he's still not all mentally prepared, as his mind is slowly building Zur-En-Arrh. He enters the building, but gets stopped by some Joker bombs, so he has to enter a couple of floors below. Tries to rush his way up to the floor where Joker has the hostages, but is a little bit late because he freezes after constantly having memories of the night his parents were killed. Joker kills all but one hostage, and Bruce is kind of just dumbfounded. Joker has a little bit of a monologue with Batman about how he knows that something is wrong with Batman, and that's not right because he's supposed to be the crazy one, not Batman. Batman's supposed to be the serious one. But they seem to have switched roles, so Joker has decided to be serious because Batman's going a little crazy. Batman saves the one hostage that he can, but realizes that this hostage has already been doused with the Joker toxin and is slowly dying. Yeah. And as that happens, Bruce's mind starts to break a little further as he could not save any hostage, and the Joker slowly getting away. And as just then, an image of the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh appears and asks to be let in and take over the body, because if there's one thing that can stop the Joker now, it's him. And Bruce seemingly does that, and then goes to find the Joker and basically threatens his life. Because Zur-En-Arrh is a little crazy. And next issue, we'll see where that goes. Yes, this honestly good as always from Chip Zdarsky's Batman. I'm convinced it's really good. And just how the hell is Bruce going to win this one, realistically? The debate, and I know we mentioned Kirk a lot during our discussion with this issue so far, and the reason for that, dear listener, is because our friend Kirk, who you may have heard on the MCU podcast, among other shows for our network, does not appreciate the debates, the fan debates you have when you just take two heroes and you just have a little debate over who would win, hypothetically, in a fantasy setting. And anytime there's a Batman debate, if Batman fights anybody, the huge Batman stand is going to go, well, given enough time and preparation, he can beat anybody. Like it's
no, hold up. Those are dumb bat stands, okay? Batman.
Oh, they are, but that's what Kirk
is
hates.
my favorite. Batman still is my favorite character. Always will be. But those are a special breed of dummies because, I mean, you have to approach it from a realistic point of view. You have to take those characters, and put them in a realistic situation. Batman, I saw something the other day. What was it? Kirk posted that Batman could beat Galactus.
Yeah, I want to see that whole conversation. I want to know the reasoning here. That's just stupid. But it was prefaced with, given enough preparation, yes, Batman could beat Galactus. That part was in there. Because there are people out there that will say, for any character, given enough preparation, Batman can beat any character. But it's the preparation that's the problem. And I think this is what Chip is trying to convey.
You don't have to look past his best friend to see how quickly Batman's prep time is irrelevant.
Exactly.
The argument for Batman's survival cannot be that Superman would never do that, because if Superman is mind controlled, realistically speaking, gone. Just like we saw in Dark Knights of Steel, where oh shit, what's her name? Mrs. L lasered Hippolyta, right.
No, yeah.
I mean, it would be the exact same thing. There'd be no blinks of an eye.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're getting at. Maybe the wrong example though, because we've seen time and time again Batman has beaten Superman. I don't think there's been a fight where Superman has won.
But he could if he wanted to.
If he wanted to, yeah, he could very easily just kill Bruce. But
Superman is holding back.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So if he didn't, you'd be fucked.
Yeah.
Galactus isn't holding back.
No. I want to know how the hell. I mean, if you're talking Reed Richards, like how I think it was Reed with that first Avengers Fantastic Four crossover when Galactus showed up back in the 70s, late 60s when that happened. Yeah. And Reed came up with a machine to. Was it a machine or was it a bargain? I don't remember now, but I'm pretty sure it was a machine. He invented something that kind of shooed Galactus away. If you're talking like that, Batman can't do that solo. I really want to see the whole conversation. I need to know
Yeah,
what
gonna
the
have to
reasoning
be.
is here. Yeah, but end of the day, I say all this because I think that's what Chip is trying to convey here. I think that's a bit of the subtext is that Batman does not necessarily always have the time to prepare. There's a lot of people out there that will say Batman can win any fight, give it enough time to prepare, but he won't always have the time to prepare because he he can't. It showed you right here. He even said, "No, I didn't have enough time. I need more time to prepare." And he didn't have it. He's screwed. And how's he going to get out of this one? Well, next issue we might find out. There have been preview pages shown for the first few pages of the issue, and it does show some interesting stuff. I will not say what it is, but it's interesting, and it's very un-Batman. And okay, not un-Batman, but it's a spit in the face of all those people that made those arguments. Is what I'll say. um, but yeah, that's how I'm taking this. Is that Chip is basically showing up those people and saying like he's you can't say that forever. But that does beg the question: how the hell's Bruce going to win this one? Yeah, if he's going to be the hero and save the day, even though he's the one that caused the issue in the first place, um, the hell is he going to do?
I mean,
He's running
he's
out of
playing
options.
every role. Then I mean, he's playing he's playing the instigator of the problem. He's playing the victim of the problem, and he's gonna have to solve the fucking problem by himself. All of
Yeah.
this is his fault. Haha, you got what was coming.
Exactly. Yeah, congratulations, Bruce. You Tower of Babel to yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. So all in all, backup included, I gave the issue a 9 out of 10. It's a lot of fun. It's been a great run. The creative team is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I can always count on Zdarsky, man. In the books that I have read from him to give me a hell of a ride. It's a fun story. It's got a lot of action. Batman consistently just nonstop getting his ass kicked because there's nobody that can get close to him. I mean, that's awesome. There's a bit of humor thrown in. It's almost guaranteed that it's going to be a good story. It feels so closely related to the Tower of Babel that I can't help but just feel like I'm reading a sequel to it. And I'm digging that, and it's got kind of this emotional aspect to it that I want more of too. Zdarsky writing this book is definitely what I needed after the last few bungles in the Batman titles. And having Jorge back is just like I love seeing him draw Batman, and I will never get fucking tired of it. And this is one of the best of the run yet, as far as I'm concerned. And the backup is a fun, enjoyable story. I mean, definitely not a must read by any stretch, but the art is fun. This Leonardo Romero, I'm not familiar with him, but it's good to look at, and it was an okay story. I gave it an 8.75 out of 10.
Right on. All right, folks, that is our books for the week. It's been a week. I can't wait for next week. I was looking at next week's books. If they're all coming out
Are there any
next
Batman
week,
books?
Of course, of course. Actually, I'm
Oh
not. I
man,
don't
come
remember.
on! I mean,
There's got to be
after this,
There must
after
be.
this
Oh yeah, there's
week, I
Batman
hope
versus
so.
Robin.
'Cause-
Yeah. Huh?
Okay, that's the only one.
Oh, there's probably
I hope
more.
so. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, after this week, I mean, I feel like we kind of should have some Batman after how starved we were.
Yeah, like it didn't feel like quite enough Batman. You know, we had one
Definitely
book that
didn't feel
wasn't
like it.
Batman, so it's very unbalanced.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I guess it is time to get into our top 3 and favorite moment if you had one. Josh, you want to kick us off?
Actually, yes. I honestly do. I think I am gonna go number 3, and it's only because the first two were. I just fucking loved him so much. Number 3, Batman number 129. Number 2, Poison Ivy number 6. And number 1, Batman and the Joker Deadly Duo number 1. And my favorite moment came from The Man Who Stopped Laughing. It's a little fucked up, but the joke that Joker made when what's his name? Mr. Cardiff walks into the room and he says, How many people does it take to screw in a light bulb? 2, but they have to be very small.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I know it's juvenile as hell, man, but I don't care. I laughed my ass off. That was funny.
Hey, that's why he's the Joker. He's got the jokes.
Got the jokes.
Yeah. All right. So my number 3, I kind of had a tie because they scored the same, and honestly, I felt the same about them. I could not decide between them. I had Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing, number 2, and Azrael, or Sword of Azrael, number 4. They're both just very, very interesting titles right now. Number 2, I had Batman. And number 1, I had New Champion of Shazam. I'm just in love with that book right now. I really want more. And favorite moments, very, very, very close second. I'll give an honorable mention to the Thousand Fists move from Satan onto Jean Paul Valley. But my favorite moment was Red Hood punching through the glass just after he appeared. I mentioned it earlier, and in The Man Who Stopped Laughing, it was just fantastically drawn. I love that moment.
It was done so well, man.
Yeah.
Just that door glass and the way that they made him look on the other side of it. It was chef's kiss.
All right. Okay, folks, that was our favorite part, and now it's time for your favorite part. It's
the biggest thinker.
Oh, that's nasty.
It wasn't me.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not even gonna say it. Okay. So what made your stink list this week?
Oh man. Honestly, I don't think I rated anything under an 8.5. No, as Sword of Azrael, I gave an 8, but nothing deserves to be on the stink list this week, with the exception of Gotham City Year 1, number 2.
Oh yeah.
If
I haven't had a
if it's
chance
not
to read
just
that yet.
if it's not just because the title pisses me off when I have to have Year 1 before a number, because it just sounds stupid. Gotham City Year 1, number 1, 2, 3. If it's Year 1, just fucking put out a goddamn trade. Just put out a trade. Put out an original graphic novel.
Yeah, realistically, yeah. Oh, but then
don't
they
wanna
only
read
get
this shit.
one sale of a book, not 4.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, it's Tom King writing this shit, so he's got about 4 books worth of words.
If it's Tom King, it's going to be 12 issues.
Oh, God, yes. Indeed it is. But there's
Yeah.
a reason why it's not fully covered on the show, because, I mean, everyone, I know Brandon does, and I'm sure everybody else does, gets tired of me talking so much shit about every single one of his books. It's not my fault they blow. I'm just saying, I didn't do it. I'm not the one that put pen to paper. Shit.
Yeah. All right, so wait, that's your stinker is Gotham City Year
That's-
1? That's
Yes,
it.
sir.
All right. I have not had a chance to read that yet. So I can't
I'll
really
save you the
give
time.
any weight to that. It honestly feels wrong putting anything on the list, so I will put an asterisk on this. Asterisk on this. It doesn't deserve to be here, but I did put Deadly Duo on for now, just because I just got a bit of a bad taste in my mouth. I got a bit of a bad taste.
Got a bad taste in your mouth.
It's not a bad book by any means. It's not a stinker. It's actually quite enjoyable. It scored the
it's-
lowest. It scored under an
in
8
relation
right
to
now.
it being related to 3 Jokers.
Yeah.
See, it traumatized him, DC. Jeff Johns, do you see what you did to this poor man? You traumatized him. He can't get past your comic book. 3 issues. You did this to him in 3 issues.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. You also did it to me.
Yeah. It I don't even know what to say about it. I see 3 Jokers get brought up every now and again, and the same thing is always said about it. Started out great idea, horrible execution. Just like Heroes in Crisis.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I have no idea why Jason Todd would even think to try kissing Barbara Gordon.
Puppy love? I don't know. Of all the stupid
Puppy
ideas
love.
in that
He's
book,
like
that was the
fucking
one thing I
25 years
didn't hate.
old.
Like
No,
that was
I'm
maybe the
sorry.
one thing in that series that made
I'm
sense to me.
Sorry. Absolutely not. Nope. Sorry. Dick and Babs all the way. There's no way Barbara would have just sat there and let him do it either. That was insane. Totally unbelievable. Like, I fuck your brother all the time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, she's not going to sit there and make out with him.
Yeah. That sounds like it's coming from a hardcore Dick Babs stan.
Maybe. But I honestly, I don't care. It's one or the other, though. It's got to be Babs or Starfire.
Yeah.
I don't care about anything else.
No. It's only got to be Babs.
It can be either or. I don't care. I'm totally fine with either.
Only Babs. I'm digging my grave right now. Only Babs.
I mean, let's like I'm not on the hill for a battle. I'm just I'm good with either as long as they don't do it with anybody else.
I read a funny kind of idea the other day of if there was a story that they just change, or even in Elseworlds where Barbara and Coriander just swapped roles. Like Starfire was now Oracle and was woman in the chair with the tech genius idea, and then Barbara was out there with superpowers flying around in the sun, and just watch people's heads explode.
Kaboom. They would too.
Who do we root for now? What do we do?
I'm still rooting for both of them. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just doesn't need to be falling in love with any secret spies or police officers or anything.
Bartenders. I wasn't against that
what?
relationship, I'm going to be honest. I'm not against any of Dick's relationships.
With him being so busy and all of that, though, this is stretching the show out. But okay, so you remember during the way too long run of He Who Shall Not Be Named?
Yeah.
There were the Nightwings, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I think I would like to see that brought back in some form. Nightwing
that was an
is
interesting
a by the
idea.
day philanthropist and a by the night vigilante, and sometimes a by the day vigilante as well. The balance there it cannot be kept up. They even mention it in the books how he's nonstop running all of the time.
Yeah.
It would make sense for him to be able to recruit his own little team of Nightwings. I mean, maybe not call them the Nightwings, but even if you did, I wouldn't give a shit. A couple of those characters that were doing it, it would be cool to see them come back in some capacity too.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just my.
Especially considering they all live in Bloodhaven, so
Yes.
they're all still there.
They're all there.
that
one
was
of them died.
maybe the only good part. Oh, did they? Which one?
I'm pretty
remember that.
sure. Didn't the girl's brother die?
I thought he survived. I know he nearly died, I think twice. I don't know. I could be wrong. Like I was gonna say, I forgot most of that run. for good reason.
Yep. That's why he who shall not be named is done so that it's more easily forgettable.
Yeah, at least not if Tom Taylor has anything to say about it. We'll find out next month's Nightwing, or I guess this month's Nightwing. Anyway, for now, that is our show. Remember, you can help support us by going to buymeacoffee.com/NAR podcast. Check us out on Twitter at NotARobotComics and subscribe to our Substack newsletter for bonus reviews, articles, and more. And as always, there's only one way we say goodbye around here. Until next time, be good to each other.
And don't be a robot.
You want a little spoiler for the last season of The Flash?
Barry's gonna die and Iris is gonna become the Flash.
That I am unsure of.